resemble in the Middle East, whereby you think that your ancestors are from the Middle East. Stop deceiving yourselves. You are not Israelites. You are not Muslims or you are not Arabs. Even though you may have a Jewish name, you may have Israeli name, you may have English name, you are not Englishmen. You may have Arabic name, but you are not an Arabic. You are not an Arab. So stop deceiving yourself. The truth is always hard and bitter, but some people chose to live with hypocrisy and lies. So that's let them be, because the school of knowledge and wisdom is not open to all. It is only when you attain that status of emancipation from mental slavery, and it is only then that you can look at the school of knowledge and wisdom and you want to join. Thank you. And then Woman Me sent us a heart again, and then we have eyes for you. So have you heard of perfume called Ali Kiko? No, I don't know. Perfume sellers are in the market in Nima, Agbogboloshi, Medina, and Timber Market. So maybe when you go there you can, but I mean I've never heard about those things before. What I know is what I teach. What I don't know, I don't teach. And then Nana Ajay Pilan shared the live video. Thank you very much, Nana Ajay. We are very grateful. And then eyes for you, Ali Kuko. I don't know. I have never even heard the name before. Somebody say wolf something. Good down. Wolf, okay. Then we have a grandson of Nana J. Pilan, lovers of foreign entities. Yes, we have our country is a hypocritical country. Politicians, what do you call it? Opinion leaders, pastors, traditional priests, malams, and all the people you may even think of. Majority, 99.9% of them are all hypocrites and liars. But because that's the society, so it suits us well. People enjoy that hypocrisy. So if you are telling the hard truth, you become their enemy, and they want to finish you. They want to kill you because you are destroying their bread. They are destroying their grazing ground. Anyway, we are in the hands of God. And then Lynn 20 say, what magica you practice? We are practicing voodoo here. We're not practicing anything than voodoo. Voodoo is also a magic, you can say. And then we have a Gilok 6 sent us a flower, a rose flower, and then Wolf is saluting us. And then we have a user 2858 plus so many numbers. What magic for making millions? I don't know. Let's go. I have Nyanki. Say greetings, sir. Hello, greetings to you, Nyanki. And then we have Odinehu Nana Jumo. Let's see what that is, Jumo. I don't know. Okay. Odinehu Nana Jumo say good evening. Oh, good evening, my brother. How are you? Thank you. Then we have Stephen the General. God bless you for your teaching. I'm very grateful, and God bless you too for listening. Yeah, so let's go on. And then we have Evan Sapon. Say, Papa, which days you don't work? I work every day. If I am tired, I don't work, but I work every day. And then we have Odinuhu Nana Jumo sending us a love ×1. Then we have Naf Comedy. Say hi. Hello, Naf Comedy. Thank you. Then we have Cheki 007008. Say hello, Papa Ka. Hello, Power. Hello, Cheki. How are you? Thank you very much. Then we have Sawadogo Baraka. Say je vous remercie. I don't understand very well what it does mean. Je vous remercie.
I admire you or something.
You admire me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sawadogo. I'm very grateful to you. Then we have Lynn 20. Say, what magica you practice? Lynn 20. We are practicing voodoo and afa at our shrine. I had practiced Kabbalah, Jewish occultism, and also Indian magic, Tantra, and yoga. I had practiced all. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be in this very precious moment. Thank you very much for having the patience and waiting for us to start. And we are about to go straight to the question and answer section. Thank you very much, and I am your host, Bokor Christopher Voncujovi. Thank you very much for joining today's section. I'm going to pour a simple libation, and then after the libation, we can go on to the question and your greetings, and we go on to the question and answer section. Those of you who still don't know how to pour libation, please be watching us or watch me, and I'll pour libation. Thank you. Oh, ago mauga, ago mauga, ago mauga, mauga sobolisa meduago, mauga kitikata meduago, mauga ese joto amejoto, ese nanu ame, ese te nanu ame, woman of heavy, dokun of heavy, woman of heavy maybe ananu, dokun of heavy, ogbena. Dokun of heavy maybe ananu, woman of heavy, ogbena, ese popolipo, ese datafia, ese nyo amenyo, ese gla amegla, ese Georgie, me Georgie, me doago. Me yoshe me ham forasho, pe semi forasho, pete me doago. Ya abraxas, 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 abraxas. Abraxas me yozi adrepo doago, yo tadre to bevi me kuna owo vesoton, ka me yo me doago. E me yo mi anozoji, anyiru zoka ka chikazi bo hiadre. Mi ala fa obenya gbe mi la kwe obenya gbe juru hono nyome yo ra keke wenya ingba majofrolo. Fokla ingba mo doadika. Wenya flebe mateku, etega. Oh, me yo akain but you kain on your kain jevo kain suvo kain trovo kain menyo kain dufia kain mami ataba ka ge kain peli pa remember haja do la kopla ba mando je fieto ba instrument dojo me yo mi nuda me yo mi hogba o me yo mi bewo ka ku pe mi o zango me yo mi play viola ke mi a hogbeselo dagbe kain ebe yo jok pata jomaku afoke me vole mojo chi me vole vudo me gbere kokolo ku atole fofo me jogbenyu o hebe jogbenyu me to na ya mo mojo to anu kware pe venyinyi lepe me gbeto ba jo tuzo ple duo mo no tepere ka jok pata be ile afi jo fon va jo nyenye jok pata o fe fia jok pata me tro na me gbeda amolo afi fagbe erili edina jok pata nenno anyi afimia ajolo jok pata nya tefe me yo me si me gbo jide to togbe de nta pa pelu ti zugbolu ajima ogboju klo do jalo fe nko me valenti fa me va alojo na kpefu ago sakpate me yo atigeli me yo goro du me yo raken alafia e me yo amaga sese geja pakpa sese to geje akwa me yo brahini me yo gbogbochi me yo ngbe foli koko mo ke gomle godo kruche kuma komalanga to gbe nyo mele bia yo me yo to ni kosi poku akubia yo nonye akoso agoku fonye ko geje tasi nye amo osi fusi jam koso abra ko bra mama nye gbojo mba to gbe nya agoku kofi to gbe nya kubia mensa mama nye doru efu ngbe pekuno ekuto me ne fana milo me yo fe nye Celestine ya wakubia Katrina akubia fonya sense kojo fonye ya obe na akubia ekuto me ne fana mi yo miasron ewo mvo achuche achupe akubia akuto me ne fana da achupe ye me yo Cecilia akpene eka tepe mensa da akpe akuto me ne fana me yo wono tuji boko tuji togbe tuji me yo kinikini hasise kponchi jagbe bara asubara boko atire ke is iyo it's okay boko atire ke me yo kuto don't make it so we remain inside we can't come out too. Okay. Kuto mene fana boko me yo boko adafli so fa hu agbovi boko afacha wa joge kuto mene fana mi gbogbo re na gbogbo ne fana me yo hunu le va po agoti me yo hunu le gbe avega togbe amaze kuto mene fana olo E me yo togbe anani tretu le jita togbe Abraham jivenu le chame. Ekuto me ne fanami. E me yo togbe anani tretu le jita. Me ekuto me ne fanami lo. E me yo amanga koku anatovi ankayima kuto me ne fana gbogbo re. E me yo amabe Daniel Evie Pamare la agbaro. Me yo togbe fiato Simon Kavi abenyana si. Me yo happy akoswa baji kuto me ne fana mi lo. Gongo mi ana gbogbo nu ne fana nyepe evinyo mi no. Dagbe ji me yo mi le kujo me yo mi le doji. Akwera gbe vira gbe sira gbe ji me yo mi lo. E me yo mi adidi fe nu poto keleme nu poto za nu poto viviti me nu poto awudi dafa me chi aba gble awudi kle vio adafe. Aha nani keke. E me yo abochi sakraka me chwa aba obe adogo okotokoli donko e wa kunu maku e wa agbeno to be yo alecho o frantamani o fifini nkruma bisinkra o kofi to jambaku o chotu kofi o cho hen kofi atra me yo mi obete me yo kable dagbe ji me yo mi lolo me yo togbe ahogbato me gba vodo to ra ho ibubulu me ya sakpa sagidi klu nyo khoto kosi nyo khoto o kere ku me yo mi keke me yo aplegede makpeza kochi no okpo echi ajemu no okpo echi ngolinfo okpo echi tronfo okpo echi chivin tahe me de egbe kereke de egbo kheye pezaji de egbe agoto be de pezaji ta de egbe sa eyenye wole pepe me yo ra keke dagbe akai mi je gome me yo afana gonu afagbo ma jeso pepe to so le me dakpa vidi me yo pali gbe meji yeku meji woli meji di meji loso meji ngoli meji abla meji akla meji guda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji lete meji che meji fu meji pali che tula me yo kleba vide ke me po to ba do bo me to ba de nya de me po ene dilo dagbe oh nyatepe egbe buga ke mi fo mi va gale enu fiaji nyana dagbe neva mina la mesese neva mina agbe neva mina ngogbe yi neva asinedi doneje doji gongo ne mi wodo mi pota ne mi chasi mi pota ne mi desro mi pota ne mi jivi mi pota ne godo mele gbedora me yo pete akpo mi egbe abubo na be yo akobo game ana be yo akpo mi de o ma wo be mo no funa agbe be mo no funa la mesese mo no funa ngogbe yi be mo no funa no wodore no pota ne no chasi no pota ne no desro no pota ne no jivi no pota ne gongo. I have just prayed for all of you that I am wishing you all a very successful week. Those of you who are looking for husbands and wives, you should find. Those who have got husbands and wives already and looking for children, you should find. Those who have husbands, wives, and have children, children should listen to you and follow your footsteps. I've also prayed for you that your businesses and your health should be improved, whatever situation you are in. Thank you all very much for waiting. We are here and we have started. We will start with Facebook Revolution Voodoo Education. Caddy Fisher is saying, greetings, Papa and the AMT family. Hello, Caddy. How are you? Thank you very much. And how is Cameron and everybody? Greetings to you too. Thank you very much for joining the section. I'm very grateful. Okay, we are on YouTube and we have Charles Michelle say Alafia Baba to you and your family and others watching. May today we keep seeking knowledge and appreciate its benefits to humanity. Love, peace, and blessings to all. Ashe. Thank you very much, Charles Michelle. I'm very grateful that you have joined this section. I'm very grateful for all the time that you spend on this program and enjoying and also posting your questions. I'm very grateful. So prepare some question and post and let me see if I can answer them for you and so that we can all learn. Then we are on YouTube. Oh no, we are now on TikTok and we have Trixie GH. Is a good afternoon, sir. Hello, Trixie. How are you? Thank you very much. And then we have Togbe Chide. We say good afternoon, Daddy. Hello, Togbe Chide. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. And then Togbe Chide went on to say yes. Thank you very much, Togbe. And then we have Togbe Chide at Samuel Tusa 92. Okay. Sam, that you are using the Togbe Chide, or it is, I don't know. But if it's you, Sam, then let me know. Yeah. And then we have a user 92 15 53 12 82 49 7 saying good afternoon, Papa. Hello, good afternoon, user. how are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. And then we have GH Bossman said Dagbe never nyatepe akpe bubububure. Then we have Manye sending us a rose flower. Thank you, Manye. How are you? Thank you very much. And again, Manye Manye again saying Dagbe never akpe, Dagbe never tututu. We have Ishak user 92 is saying Ishak Papa, I greet you. Hello Ishak, how are you? Thank you very much, and I hope everything is fine with you. I'm very grateful for you joining the section. And then we have Trixie GH say good afternoon Baba. Good afternoon Trixie. And then Trixie's GH say what is the topic? Oh, it's an open topic. There is no particular topic that I am discussing, but you come with your question and I will answer. So whatever is you are not very clear about with our traditional spirituality, African traditional spirituality, whether it be Yoruba, Congo, Ghana, Ewe, Akan, whatever, just about African traditional spirituality, whatever questions that you have, something that is not working well with you, something that you don't understand. So you come up with your question and we'll try to break it down and answer you. We are trying to demystify the thought and the notion that African traditional spirituality is evil, because that's what belongs to us. It is ours, and we cannot use our left hand to be pointing to our homes. So we are now trying as much as possible to bring our own attention to ourselves, so that we are not just following foreigners, people who brought their cultures from outside our location or communities, and we are rather celebrating them, and we are using our left hand to point to our ancestors. This is the topic that we are discussing. So go ahead and ask question, Trixie. And then Bolinko is saying good afternoon Papa. Hello Bolinko, how are you? Good afternoon to you too. And James is hello brother Christopher, how are you doing? Watching you from Japan. Hello James, how are you? Thank you very much for joining the section, and I'm very grateful that you have joined this section. How are you? How is family? How is everybody? I hope you are all fine. Thanks a lot. And then we have I think that's Ishak. Yes. Say, Papa, do our ancestors talk to us? Whether you are aware or not, no. Your ancestors, see, ancestors talking to people. A lot of people have this belief that spirits speak in human voice, or ghosts will speak in human voice, or our ancestors will speak in a human voice. No, it is not true. No spirit can speak in a human voice, and also no ancestor can speak in a human voice. What you can hear will always happen in your mind. So your ancestors talk to you through your instincts, and sometimes you may hear a real audio or audible thing, but it is your inner self that is bringing that to you. So our ancestors will talk to you through your instincts or through your inner self, or they'll talk to you in your mind. So, but then to physically to hear your ancestors talking to you, it's not possible. It is not there, but a lot of people think so. Please roll down. What are you doing with this one?
Sharing the post so that people will see.
But you need to get me getting this one first. It's finished.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's the last one on this thing from Ishak. Okay, Ishak. So our ancestors, yes, they talk to us, but they don't talk to us in a human voice like how I am talking to you now. But they do talk to us through our minds, our instincts, through our inner self. Okay, we have Shamba Mohammed say good afternoon, Papa. I hope you are well. Yes, Shamba, how are you? I'm good. And how is your mother and your brother? Your brother? I hope you are all. Your father as well. How are you all? Grateful that you joined the section. Yeah. And then we have Charlotte Panel say good morning, Papa and AMT family. I'm happy to be back and to see you are well. I traveled to Lagos and learned more about Ifa. Okay, Charlotte, thank you very much and welcome back to AMT. We are very grateful that you are joining us. Thank you. And then we have the Shadow King say hi, Baba. When initiated into Alpha, it's not called Alpha, it's called Afa. It's not Alpha, it is Afa. I do one continue there into Afa. Do one continue there learning if they live in another country? And is there something to learn the 256 Odus like in Ifa? Afa is the same thing like Ifa. We have the same Odus, the same 256 Odus, and we call them in the Ifa language like Bemeji, Yekumeji, Orimeji, Dimeji, Losomeji, Orosomeji, as it is called in Ifa. What happened is that our ancestors, they learned the Ifa from the Yorubas through the channel of Ife, and they rename it Afa in our Ewe language. So everything that you see in Ifa is the same thing that Afa teaches. But Afa is not actually teaching the religious aspect of Ifa. When I say the religious aspect of Ifa, you see, most people who have gotten the Ifa initiation in the diaspora, most of them are only having it being initiated and being given the ikins or the kernels, but they are more like just worshipping the kernel. But instead of using the kernels and the Ifa or Afa to solve their problem practically, people are using Ifa as if it is being related to a religion like Christianity. So most people begin to be worshipping and dancing and believe in wearing beads and all this thing just to show that I am a child of Shango, I am a child of Obatala, I am a child of that. But the real practical aspect of using Afa or Ifa to work for you has been neglected. So in Ewe Afa, we concentrate more on the practical usage of Afa than the wearing of beads and wearing of garments and all this thing to showcase that you belong to an African traditional religion. Africa does not have a religion. We are spiritual people and we only have spirituality. But a lot of people have turned everything into religion. So yes, if you are initiated into Afa, just like initiated into Ifa, if you are not physically present with your teacher, then you have to learn through either communication through the social media, or you from time to time visit your teacher so that you can learn more, because Afa is a very practical thing. People can teach you about the 256 Odus, but you need to practicalize it, and you cannot do it online. Yes, some you can, but some of them you need to be physically present to be able to master it. If you are thinking of becoming a traditional priest to help other people, then you need to be trained by a particular teacher so that you know what to do, so that people will know that what you are doing, it is not just a game. Yeah, that's a way to put it. Yeah, practically you need to learn, because if you don't learn it practically, it will be difficult for you. Thank you very much, Shadow King. And then we have Charles Michel Baba. most culture practice we have their own days and months to celebrate certain deities. Like in Ifa tradition, I'm sure in Vodou spirituality, are there any types of celebrations practice? Yes, like what I just said, that Vodou is not a religion. So there is no fixed date that everybody in Vodou practice must by this day observe this. In like in Christianity, you observe Sunday as a this is, because it's not a religion. So each and every shrine or each and every community have their own days that they do things, but it is not a blanket general thing that like in Islam where Friday is a prayer day, and in Christianity Sunday is a day to go to church, and then in Judaism it's a Saturday, the Sabbath is a day to go to worship. For us, every day is a day to worship God. Every day is a day to communicate with your ancestors. It is not a special day. There is no special day in Vodou. However, in the what do you call it, in each and every community, they may have certain days that they observe. Like in my community where I come from, Fridays are not good days to go to the river, which is believed to be the deity of the town when it was first formed. There is a spirit in the river, or the deity of that river doesn't allow people to go to the river on Sunday, on Fridays. But unfortunately, when our grandfathers and ancestors were given land or space to people who migrated to our community, especially the Muslim community, they gave them a place where now they have expanded to the river. And the Muslims, Friday is their very special day, so people go there to do all kind of things. So the custom of the village, as it used to be when we were growing up, is no more there. And there are some other places. Okay, like I was saying, Friday is a day that certain things are not supposed to be done near the river. And then Thursdays, in my community, is the day that you open the door of the ancestors, because we have an ancestral stool, and then in the ancestral stool we have the ancestral deity, which is the stool, and it is open. The days that it is open are Thursdays, Saturdays, and sometimes maybe Tuesdays, depending, and then sometimes Sundays. But if it's a very important thing, it is open. It can be open on any day. But most of the time, the best day that you should go to that place should be on what do you call it, on Thursday. So Thursday is the day that it's the best day. But then in another community it could be Wednesday, in another community it can be Tuesday. So like the Accra where we live, the Ga people who are the owners of the city of Accra, they do their spiritual things on Tuesdays. That's why on Tuesdays they don't go, they are fishermen, or they are fisher folks. That's why on Tuesdays they don't go to the sea to do they stay home and take care of their things, do their spiritual things. So Vodou is not a religion whereby we have a permanent days that everybody celebrate, that like how people are celebrating Christmas. No, we don't have it in Vodou. Every community will celebrate their own festivals according to the cultural practices of the area and the deities that belong to that community. So, because it's not a religion, it's a spirituality, and spirituality, every day is a good day. Every day is a day to pray to your ancestors, and every day is a day to interact with spiritual world and to interact with God. So there are no special days in voodoo. People who may have voodoos like Eso or Hebiaso, which is equivalent is Shango in the Yoruba Ifa tradition. May those who have those voodoos may have a special day that they open the doors or celebrate its festival. But then there may be another shrine somewhere else, may have a different day. So there is no blanket or a general day as in Ifa, because I've been seeing on the internet where Ifa certain days are called the day of Oshun, the days of Obatala and all this. It is not in voodoo like that. At least for the voodoos that I work with, I don't have any. It's not a blanket like my Akai here. Akai is supposed to be, I think, Saturday, Sunday. Akai is supposed to be a Sunday edition because it's a sun sphere spirit. So Sunday, but then it's not like we celebrate anything on Sunday with Akai. We can do it any day. We can work with it any day. And when we are doing festival, we just do one festival for all the spirits. So it is not like any special day. And I have Togbe Jopata, who actually is having a Tuesday. We say Tuesday is his day because it's a mass related energy. The planet mass is related to that one, so it's a Tuesday. So, but then we work with it every day when it is necessary that we should work with. But then if there's anything special we want to do, then we may dedicate one Tuesday out of all the Tuesdays in a month, or in to work with it. So voodoo is not a religion, so it cannot have any blanket and general days for the worship or prayer or doing necessary vosa to the spirits. Thank you very much, Charles Michel. I'm grateful. And then we have Shadow Kings saying, thank you, Baba. Thank you to Shadow King for your question. And then Ishak is saying, thank you. And then we have Samuel Tucson 92. Hello, Togbe. My question is, what does it mean that a voodoo is a god of love or a god of thunder? Okay, Samuel Tucson, he said, hello, Togbe. My question is, what does it mean that a voodoo is god of love or god of thunder? Okay. You see, each and every spirit, first you must understand that voodoo simply means spirit. And each and every spirit in the world is regarded by the people who work with it as God. Because even God that people talk about in most of the religious books is also a spirit. So there are certain spirits that work, or their works is more towards love. So they will call them the god of love. And then the voodoo that work thunder as a hebiaso or a so. In our culture, thunder is also regarded as one of the gods, and it's a god that brings a lot of solution to certain problems. And then when it thunder strikes, the challenges that human beings face is so unbelievable that they begin to be afraid of it. So they kind of worship it in such a way that it should not disturb them. that they don't go against its taboos, whereby it will tend to come and strike them and kill them. And it works for the people who have the Eso or Hebiaso, which is called Shango in Yoruba Ifa. Yeah, thunder is regarded as a god in our culture. They call Hebiaso or So Voodoo. The word voodoo simply means spirit. So a So Voodoo is the voodoo of thunder. So Samuel, yes, that's what it means when it is a spirit that works. Love will be regarded and considered as spirit of love or god of love, and a god of thunder, because thunder is regarded as a god or a deity, and it is have its own shrine, and people pray to it for good and for bad. Yeah. Thank you very much, Samuel. Who is there?
I think Mr.
Call say them that they should let people be able to hear the gate and open. So we have a rebel Samuel 290. Are there voodoo of specific things, or what is the difference between voodoo, if any? Every voodoo is specific in its own way. You have voodoo for fighting wars. You have voodoo for bringing peace. You have voodoo that is against knife. You have a voodoo that is against gun. It's all kind of voodoo. Voodoo for war. Voodoo to be able to have a good business, and voodoo that is there to increase your aura for you to shine. So there are so many spirits in the world. So it is not like one single thing called voodoo. All the energies that are existing that people do not know, cannot see them with their physical eyes, but they can feel them and can sometimes we work with them, are all voodoos. They are all spirits. People may call it energy. Somebody may call it a spirit. We, the Aves, will call anything that we cannot physically see but can feel its work and benefit from it and be able to communicate with it. We call it voodoo. Yeah, please go up as finished. Okay, we have Buffalo Franklin following the holes, and then we have Lovely XBT saying hi. Hello, Lovely. Thank you very much for joining. Then we have Savage Black joining us again. Hi, Toby. Hello, Savage. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. I'm very grateful. And then Lovely XBT saying hi again. Hello, Lovely. Where are you calling from, or where are you chatting from, and what is your question? Please post your question, and I'll try to answer them for you. Thank you very much. Go to African Magic. Okay, then we go to Revolution. So we don't have any on African Magic.
TikTok is 一番ライブ You don't do Snapchat. Snapchat you can do it longer. You can do Snapchat live.
I will speak to Sena and find out.
Yeah, I've heard that people are using Snapchat a lot here.
When you use it.
More Snapchat than TikTok.
I am live. You can go and watch me from another room. We have a Ghana Shadow room, putting question marks there. Okay, and then we have Savage Black. He said, please, I'm doing good through the power of our ancestors. And you? Yeah, Savage, I'm good too. Yes, I am. I wake up well, and I'm here today. So post your questions so that other people can also learn from, and we can all learn from it. Thank you for joining. Okay. So play some videos because there are no questions now. So play some videos for a while, and then maybe some questions will pile up, and then we can answer them. They are not there. The old must go and the new must come with you, because now you are a new person. So your hair, your nails, and everything must grow along with your new gotten friendship and spirit or energy.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. But everybody calls God Mau. What do I mean by that? Because every Mau has a name. In the Eve cosmology, there are 3 Maus, if we should say so. 3 different Maus that is believed to be the ones that are above.
Yeah, my check 1, 2, 3. Yo, I been drinking all day, man, it's so crazy. She on my line, going so crazy. If it ain't about the money, you ain't interested. Real life, I ain't invested. I free my bros and I can, it's been a long time. Yeah, I rub her home, he gon' be nice. Free my bros and I can, it's been a long time. Yeah, I rub her home, he gon' be nice. Yeah, where I'm from, it ain't easy or not. Too much greed, cause they ain't tough enough.
Che. Enya. Earlier around I came. Earlier around. Me do for easy way earlier around.
Speaker on the things there so that people who are Chieko is sitting there, she can also hear. Top like okay, we have. Am I live? Okay, we have Kwabena Penny here. Say hi, Papa. I hope you and the AMT team are all doing well. Papa, what is the alligator pepper and why does it seem to be used in many rituals? Thank you. Okay, in Ewe Voodoo and also in Ewe Afa, and I believe also in Ifa, the alligator pepper, the AV, and then the bitter cola. These three, in Ewe we call Ata V, Lobo, which is the Trinity when you want to get power or you want to get connected to the spirit world. It is either the alligator pepper is used or the small cola with 4, 5, 6, 7 and sometimes even 8 to 9 faces. We call it in Ewe AV. It's also like a cola nut, but it's very small and it has gotten about so many different faces. It does not have only one breaking point. Whereas the normal cola nut can only break into 2. There is this cola that breaks into many pieces by naturally. That we call it a V. And then we call the bitter cola Lobo. But this Lobo is an adulterated word of a Yoruba word, Orogbo. It's an adulteration of the Yoruba word Orogbo. So these three, alligator pepper, V, and Lobo or bitter cola, these are said to be the Trinity when you are getting introduced and to interact with the spirit world. And they are the ones that facilitate your connection to the spiritual world. So when we are introducing a person to a spirit or you are being initiated into a spirit whereby you and a spirit, a particular voodoo, will now have a connection, we use the alligator pepper as the seed of paradise to be able to connect you through that. The seed is where the incantations of the particular voodoo or the particular spirit or deity that you are going to be introduced to, the incantations of that voodoo will be poured on the seeds, and when you swallow this particular seed, you are connected to that particular voodoo, just like putting a SIM card inside your device. If you put an MTN SIM card in your device, you will be working with the MTN network. If you put a Vodafone SIM card in your device, you will be working through the Vodafone network. So it is with every other network. So the same thing is with spirits. If they give you the seed of Togbe Jokpata, then Togbe Jokpata will now be related to you, and you can now communicate to other spiritual things or into the spiritual world through Togbe Jokpata. If Akai is the one that you have been given the seed, then Akai will be the network or the spirit that you can choose to communicate with the spiritual world. So these three things are used in Ewe, Voodoo, Afa, and also in Yoruba, Ifa, and other Yoruba Orisha practices, I believe. Because you can notice that in West Africa, that's the main thing that we use in commanding energies and also for introduction into the spirit world. So they are like the Trinity in our West African spiritual tradition. Thank you very much. Just like in the Christianity, you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yeah, that's it. And then we have Dodu Abi. Say hello, Papa. Can you kindly tell us about the kind of voodoos or jokers you saw when you visited Germany? Dodu Abi, yes, the kind of voodoos we saw in Germany are the same things that we have here. We have cabre, the binding ones, which the Avis will call cable. I think the Northerners are called it cabre. We will call it cable, binding, the cable. And then we also saw Afa, Kotoku, or the sack of Afa, with all the necessary voji, and also the body of the person who owned that Afa sack. We saw Aklama, we saw Legba, almost everything that we saw. We even saw Ajevodu and Anavodu and all these things in Germany, and they are all there. And I think almost everything that we are here, because they took them from our people from here, especially in Eveland. They took a lot of these things from Eveland. So the same things that we are working with today are the same, some of them that we have seen there. So there's no difference. That's why we were able to relate to them. And before I was invited into Germany and to Netherlands, the professors from the universities who were on this project had visited me about 2 or 3 times and bringing pictures and writings of some of these things. And when I was explaining to them, that's where they realized that I know something about them. And this is one of the reasons why I was invited to come over and look at them and see which ones are still alive and which ones are not. So the same things that are here are all that we saw there. There's no difference. It's only that the ones there belong to someone and they had been there for over 100 years. Yeah, that's the only difference, but they are the same. Yeah, let's move. Then Dodu Abi said, did you get any inferences as to their use? No, I know the uses of these voodoos already. So by looking at them, I know what they are used for. And then the person who actually got them from Eveland, I think Dr. Spisch, wrote some things in Germany or in German language which describe exactly what I knew. And this is upon this they knew that I understood what these particular things are. That's why I went to Germany, because I know their uses. And then Dodo Abi went on and said, and you say a stool, what kind of stool was it? Was it still black, small, and is it still active? Was it taken from a chief? We saw some stools there. Yeah, we saw so many different stools there. It's not only one. Even we saw the stool of twins. We even saw stool of twins, that is made by somebody for twins. And I don't know whether they took them from any chief, because I did not read the notes that were attached to each item properly. Most are in German, and then of course they translated into English. But in the book that the speech has written, the notebook is not even a book. It's his notes, diary notes, and all the things that he collected and where he got them from, and what the people told him it was used for. Those are the things he has written. But most of his writings were in German, and so I don't know whether the stool was taken from a chief or not, because some of the things that we saw, like aklama pakpe, some were said to be picked up at the riverside where people throw them away, and some were given to him. Even there were some voodoos that they paid money to buy. It is not all. Some they even paid money before getting them. They even have a Sophia, the axe of the thunder god, and all this. And I think somebody who was in that Yeve shrine became a Christian and decided to give his axe to the missionaries, because the Mr. Speech, he was a missionary, so that's why the collection is called the missionary collection. But they were, the Germans colonized Aveland, including Togo and Volta region. So most of these things were picked from the Aveland. So there were things that I can easily relate to, because they were Ave spiritual icons. Yeah. So the stools, there were many different types of stools. There were some small, some were big, some were even large enough for people to sit on. So there were different types. I don't know whether they have taken them from a chief, or they got it made for them, or it was sold to them. Yeah. And then there was another museum we went. It was even, I think most of the things were coming from Cameroon or Congo. And they look very similar to what we have in West Africa. So, but then they have so many stories about that one too. Yeah. We'll be going again in next year to start to work with these voodoos and see what is good for us and for them. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dodo Abi, for the question. Most of them were taken from Togoland and Volta region. The individual towns in which they were taken from, some are Peki, Pando, Amejope, and Palime, and all those, I think Hohwe, Pando, Amejope, Palime, and Aveme, Peki, all these things from different places in the Aveland, in the Volta region. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dodo Abi. And then Charlotte Panese Papa, voodoo means spirit or nature both. No, voodoo means spirit. That's the word in Ewe. Voodoo means spirit. And spirits of nature are spirits. In my language, spirit means voodoo, simple as that. And sometimes people call God spirit, and sometimes people refer to what people call God voodoo. So it can be both, because spirits of nature, and nature itself is inclusive of seen nature and unseen nature. You must understand that nature does not mean only the physical things that we are seeing or we are looking at. We have visible and invisible nature, but they are all nature. Thank you, Charlotte Panel. Thank you. So, Savage Black was what's the topic for today's section? It is the general topic of people asking questions. Ghana Stan Shade Room said, my question is not answered. Your question that I saw there was only question marks. You didn't put, no, Bojire, take your time, calm down. Because when I saw your name, it was question marks and I read it as such. Yes, it's a Ghana Shadow Room. You only posted question marks. There is no question that I saw. Everything was just question marks. There wasn't any question there, so there is no way I can answer a question mark when I don't see a question. So if you had posted a question and it did not come, then that's that. You can repost it. But what I saw here is just a question mark. So your question wasn't answered because there was no question there. It was only a question mark. So then we have Roots to Go. Say, how does Ave Voodoo deal with mental tensions in the psyche? In our tradition, when a person is having a mental disorder, if the people are not Christians, listen very carefully. In our culture, when people are having mental disorder and the family happen not to be Christians, they do a reading. And in that reading, whatever is happening on to the person, whether it is just a normal mental challenge or it is a spiritual or a spiritual thing or a spirit that is causing that challenge or a spirit that wanted to be known or seen and it's creating a mental challenge for a person in the community. Through the reading, they will know what is happening and then they will go ahead and solve the problem and the person will become normal. But the truth about today, which is a pity, is that most people today are Christians or Muslims in our community. So when a child or a person within the community or within a family or a household is having mental challenges or mental disorder, the first call or point of call is the hospital and then probably to the mental hospital. And mental hospital is a good place to treat people with challenges with the mind. But sometimes the challenges don't go away completely after treatment from the hospital. Maybe they are giving depressants and all kind of things in order to bring their moods down. But after some time, when the reaction of the medicines given to them is gone, they go back to the same state. So in our community, in the olden days, people would consult the oracle to find out what is going on. And then when they know the root cause of the problem, they will attack it. Then we have Sivo saying, I want to know about spiritual bathing to cleanse away negative energy. Yeah, what do you want to know about them? You have already answered your question already. Spiritual bathings are to cleanse negative energy. So what do you want to know about them? What do you want? Water. It's not here. So the spiritual bathing is to cleanse away your negative energies and to strengthen you so that you can face another day. That's all that it is about. And before you do a spiritual cleansing, it is advisable to do a reading to find out what is the negativity that you are, is challenging you. And you should be able to find the results, and when you find out what the negative energy that is challenging you, then the spiritual bath will be prepared accordingly. That's how it is. However, during our end of year ceremony, we prepare a general spiritual bath for people to bath so that they can cleanse themselves from negative energies and enter the new year with hope for changes in their lives. And the rules is to go is how do you deal with things like depression, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and other mental illnesses? That's the question I've just answered. In our community, in our culture, we will do consultation, do a spiritual consultation to find what to do. And then the spirit world will give us direction. And when we follow, we get answers. Then Savage Black said, please, can anyone be initiated into Ifa? Yes, anyone can be initiated into Ifa, provided you have the interest and you have the fundings to get the initiation done. Ifa is a little bit expensive. Maybe at certain places it is not expensive, but at our shrine, Ifa is quite expensive. And we know why it is expensive at our shrine. We are not begging people to come and initiate at our shrine. You can go to any other place to get your initiation. We know what we stand on, and that's how we work that way. Then we have a pickle pepper saying, Efoga, please, good afternoon. Good afternoon, pickle pepper. How are you? Thank you for joining the section. If you have some question to ask me, please go ahead. And then we have Savage Black. He said, please, what are the benefits of Afa after being initiated into the Voodoo? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Because Afa is the one that shows you the map of your destiny. It's a blueprint of your destiny. It shows you the reason why you are here in this world and what things you should do to live in harmony with nature. That's what Afa does. Afa is a pathfinder. It's a spirit of divination to tell you what is tomorrow, what was in the past, and what is happening currently, and how to be able to manage yourself in between and handle yourself so that you can be comfortable without necessarily stepping on other people's toes. That's all that Afa is. Afa is a guiding spirit, and it guides you about your life. So I don't know what benefits that there are in Afa, but it's a spirit, a spirit of divination to guide you so that you can know how to live your life. That's a very simple way to explain it. But if it is, if you are thinking of getting initiated into Voodoo and become rich, like many people think that once you are initiated into a spirit, you must become rich. It is not. If there is not that richness in your life, then you will live a very comfortable life where you may not be rich. So that is what it is, Savage Black. So by talking about what this is the benefit of Afa, so you should get initiated. This is the benefit of Afa, so get initiated. It's not there in our shrine. It's neither here or there. Not there, because it is just, if you are interested in your life to know what your life is and how you should live your life well, then Afa is one of the main things to show you the blueprint of your life and tell you how to work on it. But then it doesn't force you. If you want, you can. If you don't want, that's up to you.
guys, I think he must have to press that button.
So we have Samuel Tucson saying that at Savage, yes, anyone can initiate into Ifa, but I don't know about Voodoo or Afa. As I said earlier, Samuel Tucson, Ifa and Afa is the same thing. They are only that Eves call Ifa Afa, and the Yorubas, they call it Ifa. So Afa and Ifa are not two different things. It is only the languages that are used that is a little bit different. But most of Afa people also use some Yoruba language in the Afa, because the Aves got the Afa from the Yorubas or from Ifa. So there is no difference between Ifa and Afa. I don't know. I don't see why you people continue making that mistake, thinking that because it's called Afa, there's a difference between it and Ifa. The only difference there is that we in practicing Afa, we don't worship all these orishas that people in the diaspora or maybe in Nigeria. I posted something recently that was written by one Nigerian telling people that Ifa in its real form is not for worshiping, but due to certain, I don't know whether anyone can get it, then post it, due to certain colonial influence, people have taken Ifa as a worshiping thing. But Ifa or Afa as it is, it's a practical tool to use to solve problems. It is not for worshiping. However, what Voodoo is to what the Yorubas call Orisha, spirits. The Orishas are spirits. And the word for spirit in Ewe is Voodoo. So we don't use the word Orisha. We use the Ewe word Voodoo for spirit. And when you have Afa, you work with spirits. When you have Ifa, you work with Orisha. Finish. Then Pickle Pepper is please, my question is it true that Ewe Voodoo are always known for destroying and not for making? Where did you learn that from, Pickle Pepper, that Ewe Voodoo is always for destruction? How many people have you seen being destroyed by Ewe Voodoo in your little life that you have lived? If you can give me that, or you have seen the Ewe Voodoo destroying this person, destroying that thing, then I have something to say. How many people have you seen Ewe Voodoo destroying? If you can give me samples, I will be very happy. And then Pickle Pepper went and not making things better. I am an Ewe and people tease me on this. The people who tease you on this, have they ever practiced Voodoo before? Or they are just Christians who had, from the time of the white man, telling them that their ancestral things are evil, so they should forget them and then follow Christianity? Who say the people who are teasing you do not have Voodoo in their house, whether they are Eves or they are not Eves? They may not call it a Voodoo. They may have a name for it. They Akans call their own Akom. And I think the Gans also have a name they call it. The Northerners, they have a name they call it. The Inzima people, they have a name they call it. So we, the Eves, will call it Voodoo, anything that is spirit. So if there is a spiritual practice in Akan, in Inzima, in Ga, in the north, the Gombas or Nanumbas or Sasala or whatever, if they do traditional spirituality, the Eves will call it Voodoo. So there is nothing particularly called Voodoo. Voodoo simply means spirit. So what do you mean by the people are teasing you because you are Ewe? Because the reason people may be targeting Eves for spiritual, because our Voodoo practice is very potent. And it is seen physically working and changing situation. That is why people always are afraid of Eves, because the Eve voodoo is very practical. It's not a worshipping matter. It is a very practical approach to nature, how to live in nature. Supposing you have stolen my chicken, let's say so. Supposing you have stolen my chicken, and I am asking everybody that my chicken is missing, who has seen my chicken, who has taken my chicken, and everybody say it's not me, it's not me, even including the person or the people who have stolen the chicken are saying that it is not them. If I go to Hebiaso Voodoo or the Thunder God and tell them that my chicken is missing, I'm looking for it, but I can't find it, so Hebiaso should go and look for my chicken for me. I know the way to call thunder and tell thunder that is in the sky, far away from human being. The Aves know how to invoke it, and that thunder will decide as a judge to find who has stolen the chicken. And you know what thunder will do? The thunder will go and strike the person who has stolen the chicken, and sometimes the person will die. If the person is lucky, it may not die, but it will have some effect of thunder in a broad daylight before everybody's eye. It is not like just something hiding under the bed. It will happen face to face for everybody to see. So the thief who has stolen my chicken and is hiding, thunder will bring it out for everybody to see that I have found your thief for you. Is that what you mean by saying that it is evil? Don't police go to arrest criminals in your community or in Ghana or in Eveland? If police know someone who has stolen something, and don't police go? But the Aves, they decide not to go to police. They know who to talk to, because that one will justify everything without any manipulations. And they are not going to call anybody's name. They are just going to tell Thunder to go and look for the person who has stolen the chicken. There are certain things the Thunder spirit will ask you to do. Once you do those things finish, the Thunder spirit will look for who has taken or stolen your chicken. And is that what you call evil? Don't people go to war with guns and shoot people down and kill them in the name of seizing land and property or stealing the people's wealth? So what is evil in this case? Just because it was not done by the white man, that's what you call it evil? Voodoo is spirit. And a practitioner of voodoo is a person who knows how to live in nature or with nature in harmony. A real voodoo practitioner lives in harmony with nature, because it is written in everybody's law, not only in the 10 Commandments. It is in the laws of every culture that don't steal, don't kill, don't do this, don't do that. But if society is so corrupt that they know who the thief is, but someone will come up and defend the thief, and so it's not the thief, and they will bring a whole lot of European culture into it, and the thief will be set free. I would rather go and tell my Voodoo to look for the person for me. And if there's so, Voodoo find the person, my answer, I got my judgment. So, pickle pepper, that understanding and the notion and the belief that our tradition is evil is a lie. Americans take guns and go to kill people every day. We have been seeing Kwame Nkrumah was kicked out of our country. We are still suffering today. Sankara was killed. Thomas Lumumba. Thomas Sankara, and then Patrice Lumumba. And recently Gaddafi. They were all killed by bombing and killing and shooting them down. That one is not any bad thing at all before you. It is when voodoo kills someone for the person for stealing or doing something bad. That is evil, right? To us, the Aves, voodoo is our ways. That's why a lot of people who are hypocrites run away into church so that they can be there and do the evil things they wanted to do and hide under the umbrella of Jesus Christ. If you practice voodoo and you are doing evil things, your own voodoo will kill you. But people can use the Bible and pray and go and kill other people and come back and clean their bodies and say, we did it for God. Which God? Which God? Pickle pepper. So the question you put there, you just tell me how many people you have seen voodoo destroy. Then Savage Black at Samuel 292 say, okay, thank you, bro. Thank you too. And Roots to go sent us a rose flower. We have a Roots to go say, hello, please. Was the question answered? I don't know which question you are saying. If you write a question and it is here, I'll answer it. Is there any question that I didn't have? Samuel to say, have you ever... Okay, Samuel, hello, please, was the question answered? Roots to go, I don't know, but if your question is there above...
Maybe a question I care about offline. Over
Where was the question?
I think this one.
Yeah, you were asking that how do they deal with mental illnesses and depression, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, and other mental illnesses. And I had said that in our community, when these mental challenges or abnormality in mental abnormality comes, if people are not Christians and they are not Muslims, they will do a spiritual consultation to find out the root cause. And if it is spiritual, they will address it. And if it is normal, it's an illness, also they will address it either through the hospital, because our own people also have herbal treatment for mental illness and anything of anxiety whatsoever. Maybe I had answered it earlier, but then maybe you were not online to listen to it. Thank you. Okay, we have Ruth to go and said, hello, please, was the question answered? Okay, that's it. Then we come to Samuel 292. Have you ever had any experiences with any priest from the Congo? No, I have never had any experience with any priest from Congo. I don't even know any, for that matter. So there's nothing to have any experience. But I know they also practice traditional spirituality. And the question again by Samuel Tusa say, or have you ever had an experience with a priest called Nganga? No. My teachers, all that had taught me were mostly West Africans and then also Indians. Those were the people I learned from Asians, Thailand, from the Philippines. But I've never had any priest called Nganga. I don't even know what is the meaning of Nganga. The Monku sent us a crown ×1. A Monku said, good afternoon, Papa. Blessings from Germany. Will be happy if I'm in your prayers. Thanks, Ashe. I will be praying for you, Monku. Thank you. We'll be coming to Germany in April next year. So maybe before I come, I will let you know, and then we can meet up somewhere. I know Germany is big, but we can still meet up. When you take your train, you will see where I am. And then Roots to Go sent us a love. Thank you. And Roots to Go say a lot of people in Ghana have said it has been used for evil. When you say a lot of people have said it, have you experienced it? It's just like saying, for instance, that Aves are bad people and they kill people. How many Aves have killed people? And then if you are a person who doesn't look deeper into things and you don't think beyond your nose, you will just agree that Aves kill people. But how many people have Aves killed? It is the same question I am asking. How many people has voodoo killed that you are aware of? Not just people are saying it. Have you experienced anything? You should always try to talk about things that you experience, not what people are saying. Not what people are saying, but talk about what experiences you have had. And if it is true, people are saying so, next time people ask you or say those things, ask them what experience they had had. They should tell you how many people they have seen being killed by voodoo. It is better that way than to say because people are saying so, it is true. That is the reason why we set up our shrine, to try to change that narrative of saying that voodoo is an evil thing. Of course, everybody who is a Christian would tell you that anything traditional is evil. But they have forgotten that it was a very traditional people who had given their lands to Europeans to build churches and for the Arabs to build mosques. Or maybe the Europeans came and took it by force from the people and build their churches and talk about their God. Or the Arabs took the lands that they build their mosque and their prayer places from the people by force and said that it is their God who made them to win. Have you ever heard anybody saying that they went to war in the name of Satan before? Have you ever heard anybody saying that, oh, we are going to war in the name of Satan? People always go in the name of the Bible, in the name of God, in the name of whatever. And they go to kill people, do all kind of evil atrocities to people, come back home and say that they have conquered their enemy, as if their enemies were not created by God. So don't hear what people say and then conclude. Try to have your own personal experience. Try to have your own personal experience, and then you will be able to know. Then you will be, what do you call it? Have your personal experience when you are talking about issues like this. Don't talk from other people's point of view, because majority of people are Christians, and if they are not Christians, they are Muslims. And it is only Christianity and Islam. They are the ideologies that are against our tradition. And where did they come from? They came from a foreign land. And why did they come here? To make us godly? No, they came to take our wealth from us. They did not come here to give us God. They came here to look for good things for themselves to take back to their country. So when you listen from the narrative from this point, you will always look at your own self, even you as a human being. Do you know that in part of the Quran, they were saying that if they are looking for the devil to see the face of the devil, that if you see a black man, you have already seen the devil. Do you know that? And in Christian Bible, in Christianity, many times you saw people drawing, artists drawing, where an angel is killing a black person, and that black person is called Satan and is evil. Have you seen that before? And some even went and put boxing gloves on Jesus Christ and is knocking a black person down. Do you know? Don't you see the psychological effect that it has on you black people, that you are always bad people, that you cannot be anything than evil? This is why African Magic Temple is set up. This is why Revolution Voodoo Education is set up to actually clear your doubts and this thing about that tradition. So if you, as a person who is saying that you are an evil and you are saying that a lot of people say it, that's why you are saying that the voodoo cannot be used for anything useful, it's only for destroying. And you haven't seen anybody that has been destroyed by voodoo. Don't you see people going to court and telling lies about their fellow human being and putting them in jail, and even to the point that they even execute people? Is that the cause of voodoo? Most of these people, are they not religious people? I leave it to you to think about. Pickled pepper. Come down. I think there's something at the top. Am I in color? We have a Kwajan Frederick. Say, I love your teachings. Oh, thank you very much, Kwajan. I'm grateful. And then Pickle Pepper, say, a very intelligent man with wisdom. That's not the point. It's not a question of me being intelligent or not being intelligent. Truth always stands alone. Truth does not have friends. That's why when you see a place that there is a lot of masses are going, you should always know that there's deceit, lies, and manipulation. Truth stands alone, and it stands very tall. So it is not a question of me being intelligent or not being intelligent. The point is, how many people have you seen voodoo killing? How many people have been killed in the name of religion, in the name of Islam, or in the name of Christianity? The crusade and all jihads. The number of people who were killed in jihad, and number of people who were killed in crusade, and all that is happening. How many people? Compared to how many people voodoo has killed and you have ever heard of? Let us be very realistic when we talk about our own selves. The Savage Black Winter, please, what are the requirements for a person who wants to be initiated into Afa? The first thing you do is to see and meet an Afa Bokor. Each and every Bokor has got their own things that they will tell you that you should bring for your initiation, and also how much they will take from you to do the initiation for you. In Afa, we have some branches in Ebe Afa. We have Jisa, we have Anago, we have Gogo, we have Amijefa, and I think there is another one, Boliga. So each Bokor that practices these types of this, not all Bokor practices all together. A Bokor may practice only one of this. Maybe it's called Jisaf Bokor, Anago, Fa Bokor, Gogo, Boliga, like that. So when you go to the Bokor that you want to get initiated into Afa, that Bokor will tell you the things that he needed to use to initiate you, and whatever cost it will cost you, that Bokor will advise you. And then there is the even for going to ask for those things, there is a preliminary monies that you pay for Agbachichi, more to tell you the things that are needed. You need to bring some token money and some things to the Bokor before he tells you what things you needed. That is the tradition. So if you are interested, approach any Bokor that you know and ask them if you want to take Afa, what are the items that are needed. They will advise you. Then we have the Red Sox 743. What is that? What is that symbol on your painting behind you? That is our logo. Thank you. And then we have Alex Nakuchi. Alex Nakuchi, hello from Canada. Hello, Alex Nakuchi. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. Then we have Savage Black. Please, what is the name of the voodoo for fame and business? Every shrine and every voodoo have their own voodoo for fame and for business. So there is no one particular name for a voodoo that is for fame and business. So when you meet a Huno or a person who practices voodoo, whatever voodoo he has that gives fame and for business, he will tell you. That's why you people are continue making this mistake as if voodoo is a religion. Yes, voodoo is not a religion, and it is practiced by individuals. Voodoo is not practiced in association. Certain people may choose, certain voodoo practitioners or Afa practitioners may choose to make a group where they and their peers will meet and form a group. But generally, voodoo is practiced by individual because the worshipping of God is an individual affair. Spirituality is an individual affair. It's not a group thing. You may choose to come as a group to share ideas and to learn from one another, but generally your practices is an individual thing, and it is not a group thing whereby you have to have a particular name which is general for everything. So there is no name of any voodoo that is called for fame or for a business. Each and every Huno or Bokor or Hunsi or Vedusi will have their the voodoo that is with them that may help you to gain fame or to make business. It is individual thing. There is no voodoo. There is no general name for any voodoo that is for fame or business. Savage Black. Thank you. And then Monku went on to say, oh, please, yes, I'm welcome, and you and guide you and have always praise you. Say, oh, please, yes, I am. Welcome you and guide you, and I have always a place for you. Okay, yeah, when I come, I will get in touch with you. Or before I leave, I'll let you know. Thank you. Then we have Oakley Dollars saying, Papa, I had a divine encounter where a spirit showed himself to me in dream. It looks almost like real. Oakley Dollars, as you said, it's a dream. In dream, you can see all kind of things. And sometimes our dreams look real. But when we woke up from our sleep, we realized that it was a dream. So what is a divine encounter in that? Tell me, what was the divine encounter in that? Let's move up. Then please, what should I do for him to come again? Okay, I don't even know which spirit has shown itself to you. How am I sitting here in my studio will know what you will do to that spirit to come again? You say you saw it in a dream. And so am I the one going to tell you that do this and then the spirit will come back into your dream? I don't even know which spirit you had an encounter to answer it. Because I don't know what you saw. And probably you yourself, you don't even know what you saw. And how am I going to tell you that do this, and then it will come back? Let's move up. No. Aves, that Savage Black say, Aves haven't done anything wrong or have killed anyone. It's just they reap what they sow. Yes, people reap what they sow, but then it is because the Aves, they know the art of nature. They understand how to work with spirit and spirit world. That's why when they do things, results come. And these results, if you did wrong and it affects you, you blame somebody else. You forgot that you have done something wrong. Action and reactions are equal and opposite. So whatever action you take, always remember that there will be a reaction. And when the reaction comes, don't say that some evil spirit is chasing you, and don't say that someone has betrayed you. If your actions are right, you reap right fruits or results. If your actions are bad, be prepared that the reaction will surely come one day. It may not come the very day, and it may not come in the same form, but it will come. That's the law of nature, which the Indians call karma. Let's move up. Then Pickle Pepper say, I wish I could talk about these things to you. I don't know how to express myself through writing. Okay, no problem. We have our numbers always there. You can call and book an appointment. And then Oakley does at Pickle Pepper. Hi, are you referring to my post, please? Okay, I don't know. Then Oakley Pickle Pepper at Oakley Dollars says, no, please. Then Oakley Dollars went on say at Pickle Pepper, okay, bro. And then Pickle Pepper say Oakley Dollars with a thumbs up. And then we have Kwajan Frederick here. Say, truth does not have friends. I love that. Yeah, it is true. Truth doesn't have friends. It stands alone. That's why when you are telling the truth and you are not having the heart, and you are not having the patience, and you are not having the proper grounding, you will think that you are the one who is wrong. Because a lot of people who are in groups will attack you. And because you are alone, because truth is alone, you will always have enemies. And people would want to destroy truth. But the truth is that truth cannot be destroyed. You can push it down. You see that red head? That Japanese red head. Go and bring it. It's called Daruma. The truth, you can push it down and you can suppress it. You can do everything for it. Even you can try to cut it down, but it will again rise. And many times people have tried to destroy the truth by jailing it, putting it in to contain it in a space where it cannot be free, but truth will always find a way to come back. And even some people were killed for what they were saying, but a new generation will come and they will continue that. So truth always stands alone. And it doesn't have friends. But then truth cannot be destroyed. And then we have Alex Nakuchi, where is asking a question. Why do occult grandmasters don't do friends? I don't know. Ask them. I am not an occult grandmaster, and I don't know who are the people you are talking about. They are not my friends. I don't have any association with them. So how can I answer your questions on their behalf? So I don't know anybody who is an occult grandmaster, so I cannot answer questions on their behalf. Please, Alex Nakuchi. Okay, you see, in Japan, they have this symbol they call Daruma. Daruma. I don't know whether, okay, is Chieko there? Yeah, so is she watching? You don't know? Okay. My wife brought this one from Japan when she was coming because she felt that I should have it in Ghana. This is called Daruma in Japanese. And the word Daruma is actually coming from a Sanskrit word. You cannot bring this here. The word Daruma is coming from the Sanskrit word dharma. And dharma in Sanskrit means truth. Absolute truth. Dharma. That's why they have people called Dharmapala, which means a carrier or a holder of truth. So, in the Japanese understanding of Dharma, which is the truth, means that Dharma does not fall. You can turn it which way, that way, but it will always come back to itself. See? So this is how they have created a symbol to say that truth as it is, you can push it down, but it will come back. You can try to suppress it whichever way, but it will find a way to wake up. I think this one wasn't properly made, but if it is, it has to stand. No matter how you put it, it has to stand up. That's how usually it is. The olden days ones that I know. No matter how you push it, it will balance. But maybe now it's more commercial business, so it's not done the proper way. But it should normally, if you put it in any way, it has to stand up. But this is a symbol of truth, or in Japanese mythology, that truth does not cannot be suppressed. It can, but it will wake up. No matter whatever you do to truth, truth will always stand up, and it stands alone. It does not have a friend. So that is it. When anybody who goes to Japan or go to learn about Zen Buddhism and Buddhism in Japanese, you will find Dharma, and you can understand what truth stands for. It's coming from the Sanskrit word dharma. Thank you. Okay, I think you are still down with this man's. Okay, pickled pepper at Kwajan with a thumbs up to Kwajan Frederick at thumbs up. And the pickled pepper said, I had a dream and a spirit touched my eye, and I have eye problems for a year now. Can something be done? Pickled pepper, what spirit touched your eye in your dream? If something can be done, you have to find a spiritualist who can do a spiritual consultation for you to find out what exactly is happening to you and to find the root cause of that. See, me, when people tell me I see a spirit in my dream and all this thing, I've been practicing spirituality from the age of 12. I am now 64 years, going to 65 years. So, I have not experienced a lot of things that people write about here. But I'm not also saying that you cannot see spirits showing themselves to you in a dream. They can. But for me, if you say things like that, I would prefer that you do a spiritual consultation to find out exactly what your dream was about. And if your eye problems are coming from your dream. There is also high possibility that your esse, or your inner self, or your divine self, your atma, your soul, your kra, was the one telling you that there is a problem with your eye, that you should attend to it. And maybe at the time that it came in the dream, you didn't actually stand up quickly on it, and you waited until the thing descended on the physical plane. Because our dreams are flashes of things yet to happen in our life. Some of our dreams are flashes from our subconscious mind coming down to the conscious mind. And your conscious mind is able to peep into the subconscious mind and able to see certain things, and when you were waking up, you were able to retain that information. And I bet you that the day that you saw this dream, that something had touched your eyes, and it was, I don't believe that that was the very day or the following day your eyes started paining you. You may be having some eye challenges, small, until the problem would develop and become physical. But if you had known and you were very aware that spiritual people, real spiritual people, can see into things that are yet to happen and be able to control it from happening on the physical plane before it happens. And that's what we call spiritual consultation, reading, or whatever name somebody may call for it, may call for that same experience. So you should see a spiritualist, a real spiritualist for that matter, and do a spiritual consultation to find out what is the cause of this and what to do if there is anything to change the cause. Thank you very much, Pickle Pepper, for that. And then we have Richard Gordon say, I dream of my dead uncle. Yes, I also dreamt of my mother recently. I dreamt of so many people who were dead, or who were dead in my life. From time to time, I dream about them. So when you dream about a dead person, whether it's a relative or a friend or a foe or whatever, if you want to know more about that dream, the best is to do a reading, to do a spiritual consultation to find out what your dream is. The spirit world will surely tell you what that dream is, and also tell you if it is a good thing. They will tell you if it's a bad thing. They will tell you, and they will also guide you what to do if there is any challenge. So what to do to overcome that challenge. Okay, so that's what it is. So, is it who is Gordon? Richard Gordon. Okay, thank you. And then let me take the last question, or last two questions from TikTok, and then we go to Facebook and YouTube. Then we have Samuel Toussaint say, hello, did you answer the Congo question? I may have missed it. Yes, Samuel, I have answered it. I say I have never met any Nkanga. Is it Nkanga? Yeah, Nganga, or any Congo traditional priest yet. I have never come across them, so I don't know anything. And then Pickle Pepper says somewhere to say he has answered already. He said no, has no encounter with such a person. Yes, thank you very much, Pickle Pepper. And then Pickle Samuel Toussaint was at Pickle Pepper, said thank you. Then Savage Black, please, can someone cast a bad spell on you for it to work without offending the person? Yes, people can cast a negative spell on you, but before that spell can really work and work against you, you also might have done something wrong somewhere before that effect can take place. That's why I was telling you that people do things, and because they don't see the effect or result of the things they do today, negative actions, they think that it does not come. It will come. It may not come in the same way or the same time, but it will definitely come. So if you have not done anything bad to anybody, the spell that people may cast may not affect you directly. But definitely, we have also done certain bad things against people. That's why when people cast spells, it will walk or fly on that same rhythm and affect you. So know when you are taking action, so that you know what is good action and what is bad action, and be ready for the results. If it is a good thing you have sowed, you will get good things. If you have done the bad thing, you should also expect that there will be a bad thing. Thank you. And then we will someone to sign say, my question is if there is a difference. I cannot know whether there is a difference or not, because I have not had any encounter with those people. But someone to say, is there a difference between a ghost and a voodoo? Yes, of course. Ghost is the spirit of a person who has lived and died. That is called ghost. the spirit of a person who has died, a bodiless being who had lived a human life and died, is called a ghost. But a spirit is not called a ghost. Spirit is, or voodoo is not called a ghost. A ghost is the bodiless being of a person who had died, who was a living person and died. So that is called a ghost. But a ghost is not a voodoo. Voodoo is not a ghost, and a ghost is not voodoo, definitely. Is there a difference between a ghost and a voodoo? And has he met someone who works with the dead? Oh, Samuel, Tusa, I don't know who is working with the dead, but the mirror that I have here, it's a necromancy. It is based on necromancy, where you'll be able to communicate with dead people and other things that are not physically here. So if you think it is the way that somebody can work with the dead, then yeah, the mirror does. And I am the one who has the mirror, and I'm the one who was initiated into the mirror. And you went on to say, can working with a ghost be as powerful as working with a voodoo, or is voodoo always more powerful? I don't know. I've not worked with ghosts before, so I don't know working with ghosts is more powerful than working with voodoo. I have never worked with any ghost. I can connect and communicate with ghosts, but I don't work with ghosts. So I don't know whether somebody works with ghosts. In every voodoo, we are not working with ghosts. We are working with voodoos. We are working with spirits. Leave it there. Let's go to another place. And then Dodo Abi say, thank you, Papa. You are amazing. So please, what do they make of these voodoos now? Do they still wrongfully see them as devilish? Oh, I don't think that in the Germany that we went, I don't think that they are seeing them as devilish. You see, in the olden days, the understanding of our culture was that the white man coming from Germany, or the European coming from Germany, they were coming to conquer us and take away from us. And they have taken enough already. They've taken human beings. They've taken all kind of things, gold, our voodoos and jokers, and all this thing. They've taken all those things from us. And they've taken our land, they've taken our consciousness, they've taken our mind and everything. So now their children's children are beginning to be different, that they begin to understand that after all, the black man was not a monkey. The black man was not an animal. Unlike in the olden days where they would put a human being inside a cage, like a little girl in a cage, and let people come and watch it as if they were monkeys. And also put human beings in zoo, like human zoos, where people will come and watch human beings and look at them as if they were animals, black human beings for that matter. Today, the world is becoming a global village, and everybody is understanding that we are all human after all. And it's not only when you have a pale skin color, then you are more human than somebody who have a melanin skin color. Some people are understanding, but yet still there are some people in the European culture spread around the world who still think that the black skin color should not exist. But the people I am dealing with, it is because they have realized that these things are the spiritual icon of some culture, or spiritual artifacts of some culture, and for that matter, the Ewe culture. They are inviting us, me included, me being a traditional practitioner, and they are also inviting other Ewe academics who are working around African traditional spirituality and people call it African traditional religion or medicine. So we were invited, and they are looking at it from the academic point, whereby I, as a priest or a Bokor and a Huno, I am looking at those artifacts, spiritual artifacts from a spiritual point and cultural identity point. So I don't think they are looking at them as devilish, because if they were looking at them as devilish, they wouldn't have been inviting us to come and have a look at them. And then Dodo Abi went, or perhaps they are backtracking now, because why the sudden interest in them if they aren't for good? It is not the sudden interest in them. It has always been their interest, because when they were sent, the missionaries were sent, it was businessmen who sent the missionaries to Africa. You should understand that. It was the businessmen who sent the missionaries to Africa. And what was the purpose? To do business with Africa and to be able to gain. And they were told that when they go, they should try to get the things that the people believe in as their God or their spiritual base and icon. They should take them from them. So by taking those spiritual icons and artifacts and the strong belief of the people in those things, they have already broken the mental I don't know how to put it, but they have already broken the people's mentality. Because if something that is your weapon has been taken away from you, you will easily surrender to the person who has taken it away out of fear, because the person probably is more powerful than your artifact. That's why they were able to take them. Then you surrender to them with fear and obedience. So that was the intention. So it was the businessmen who sent the missionaries. It was not the missionaries who sent themselves. They were only instructed on what to do when they came here, to destabilize us and make us inferior, to make us to feel inferior, so that the businessmen can come in and then do whatever they wanted to do. And they did. Then and also Dodo Abi went, and also Papa, are the stools able to speak? I watched a video where a man claimed that they could speak to the chief in dreams. Is that true? Yes, our traditional spiritualists, most of them believe that the ancestors speak to us through dreams. That's why you may see your dead uncle, like somebody has mentioned up there, or you may see your mother, you may see the same. But when you see your people speaking to you in a dream, and if you don't have this psychic eye, or you don't have a telepathic eye, and or you don't have the extrasensory perceptive eye, you may have that dream, but you will not understand. That's why usually in our communities, before they make you a stool father, you must kind of exhibit such qualities already that people will see that, oh, you are qualified to be the stool father, because this community will believe that if you are there, the ancestors can pass information through you to the community. But these days, even thieves can fight and become stool fathers, armed robbers, people who are betrayers can be made stool fathers. People who don't even know anything about traditional spirituality could easily be made into stool fathers, depending on the community. And sometimes fights will come and people will kill and harm each other because they are fighting over the position. But in the truth is that it is only people who have the ability to understand the spirit world are the ones supposed to be placed as stool fathers. And children can be trained from childhood to become a stool father one day if a community chooses so. But today it is not like that. So yes, our ancestors can still speak to us through dreams. That is true. And then we have Charlotte Panel say, Papa, how can you use the Trinity when not being initiated? I don't know how you use the Trinity when you are not initiated. As I explained earlier, I told you that it is used during initiation. So I'm not sure how you're going to use the Trinity when you are not initiated. Maybe in the Yoruba way, you say you were just coming back from Lagos or Nigeria. Probably there are other ways they might have taught you what to do with them. But in our culture, every culture, it's mostly people who are initiated are the ones who use them. People use them for food. People eat bitter cola as normal cola for cough and all these things, and for other things. And people also use the alligator pepper for as a spice. Even Japanese are importing it from West Africa to Japan, and they are serving them in restaurants and all these things. People can use them like that. But when it comes to the usage of it as for spiritual purposes, you need to have a connection to a particular energy to be able to use them for spiritual things to be successful. And then we have our sister Sunshine, said them here, say, hi Papa, good afternoon. Why is it that if you are doing evil things, your own voodoo will kill you? What if the evil is good in your eyes? Sunshine, that's a very good question. Because evil is evil. Whether it's good in your eye or it's not good in your eye, evil is evil. But like in normal life, if you are doing things for self-defense, you are okay. Your voodoo is not going to kill you. But to categorically think of evil for someone and then execute it so that the person should suffer and die or have bad luck because you are envious of the person, your voodoo will kill you. But if someone is envious of you and is attacking you, and you are protecting yourself, and that person's attack reflects back to them, it is not evil that you have done. You were only protecting yourself, so you haven't done any evil. That's why my advice is always that when you are doing spiritual practices, you should always protect yourself. Even if you are not doing spiritual practice, protect yourself so that whoever is trying to attack you, whatever energy or negative energy they are sending to you will go back to them. That's the best way of defense. Rather than going to call your voodoo that, oh, this person is doing this thing to me, so attack the person for me. Or out of jealousy or envy, you say, oh, attack this person so that this person's life or whatever he's doing should spoil. Those are called evil. When you do such thing, if you have a very strong and a working voodoo, it will punish you. Even if it doesn't kill you, it will punish you. It will first cautions you and let you know that what you are doing is not good. But if you continue, then it will remove you from there. Thank you, Sunshine, for that question. Let's go to Facebook. No, nothing here. Revolution Voodoo. Have we seen any questions from there today? Okay. So we have someone up there. Okay, there's so many questions here. Oh, sorry for people on African Magic Temple. We tried first, we couldn't get any questions, so we went on to where we could answer questions. Thank you for the patience. We have Povin Wisdom saying, Papa, please, I know you are an international Bokor and you give it to people as they deserve. But my question is, does everyone supposed to feed Anna people to stop peddling in their affairs? Yes. If you see Anna or witches appearing in your reading or in your life, because you cannot know that maybe the bad luck that you are having is coming from witches, or the headache that you are having is coming from witches, or whatever you are having is coming from the witches. You cannot know. It is only after a reading that you will know. And if it is known to you that witches are peddling in your affairs, that's why you are not progressing, and the witches demanded that you should feed them or do any ritual for them, everybody is bound to do it if you want to overcome the challenge that you are having. As simple as that. They will suggest it to you, the oracle will suggest it to you, but it is up to you if you want to do it. Fine. If you don't want to do it, after all, it's your own problem. So yes, I will say yes, wisdom. Then we have DJA, say, greetings, Papa. Hope you are good. Yes, DJA, I am good. And thank you. Hope you are fine too. And then DJ says, please, when someone is initiated and does not have altar, can they still communicate to the deities anytime? You don't need altar to communicate with your deities. You need yourself to communicate with deities. When you are initiated into any deity, the person who initiated you will teach you the way to communicate with that deity. And you don't need an altar to communicate with any deity, not even your ancestors or God, whatsoever, if there is any God. Everywhere, any place can be your altar. Because pouring of libation, you don't need an altar. You only need a place, a glass of water or a glass of spirit or alcoholic drink, and how to pray. You pour it in a bowl like what I am doing here. You can pour it directly on the ground. If you don't want people outside to see you praying to your ancestors, you can find a container, fetch sand into it, and pray into your ancestors. They will accept. So you don't need an altar to communicate with deities. If the deity that is introduced to you is real, you can feel it everywhere you go. Thank you very much. And DJA said, please, do you believe in an almighty God? Yes, in Ebe we have a call Mauga Sobolisa, Mauga Kitikata, Mauga Ese. All these three are regarded in Ebe culture as almighty God. It is not one single God in Ebe cosmology that is called Mauga. We have Mauga Kiti, Mauga Sobo Lisa. Then we have Mauga Kiti Kata. And also we have Mauga Ese, which is the your destiny, or the father or mother of your destiny, your mother of your destiny. Mauga Ese, Ese Dada. I used to think that Ese was a man, because when my essay was set up for me, they say it was so handsome. Not knowing it is my essay mother or essay dada who had sent me in this form as a man. My essay dada will send somebody also in the form of a woman. Just like how a woman can give birth to a man and also give birth to a woman. So Ese is regarded as a mother or a female entity. So all these are called Almighty God. But we don't believe in that God that is sit in the sky, that with a pen and paper, with goggles on his eyes and looking into the world only to see the wrongdoing of people and how he's going to punish them. That's what we don't believe in. We believe that the Almighty God is in nature. Thank you. Then DJ says, say, please, is there a good spirit and a bad spirit? Every spirit is a good spirit and every spirit is a bad spirit. Knife is evil and knife is good. Gun is evil and gun is good. Your tongue is evil and your tongue is good. It depends on who is using it and how you are using it. That is what will make it bad or good. If you use knife to kill people, people will say you are a bad person. They are not going to blame the knife. But the knife will be tendered as an evidence of your actions. So it is with gun. And also when you use your tongue to bless people, you are a good person. But if you are using your tongue only to curse people and destroy people and tell lies about people, people will say your tongue is a very bad tongue in your mouth. So the tongue, the gun, and the knife are all good things depending on the person who is using them. And Paul Aklika is saying, Papa, bravo. Bravo, Paul. How are you? It's been a while. How is everything with you? My regard to the whole family. Thank you for joining the section. And then we have my in-law, my daughter-in-law, Sila Ameji here. Say, good evening, Papa. Please, what's the red object in front of you? Sila, the red object in front of me is a Japanese will I call it a Japanese doll? I won't call it idol. It's a Japanese doll which represents truth, and it is called Daruma in Japanese. But the word is coming from a Sanskrit word, a Hindu Sanskrit word, which means Dharma. Dharma simply means truth, and this is the object that represents truth in Japanese mythology and in their cosmology. This is what they did when they want to talk about truth, because truth does not fall. But this one was not properly made. Otherwise, I would have rolled it to always stand up. Means the truth doesn't fall. No matter how much you try to suppress it, it will always stand up. See, just like how many centuries that the black man has been suppressed, always thought to be a monkey or whatever animal. But today the black man is rising up and trying to take his or her place. Of course, there are many people still living in the bush that have not come out yet to be aware of the truth of life. But some group of them are getting out. Just like when you look at the evolution, some monkeys were still in the bush, while some became human and started walking and forming communities. That's what is still happening to the black man today. Those who are becoming aware of our tradition and trying to form communities and to teach and to learn are also there, while the rest are still remaining in the churches and in wherever they may be remaining, thinking that where they are is the best place. But it's all the same. It doesn't matter. Each and everyone will come at their right time. So this red head with the face white Daruma, what they usually do is that they will say you should make a wish. And when you make a wish, you paint one of the eyes of Daruma and say, okay, if this thing will happen for me, I'll give you the other eye. And truly, most of the time, people had gotten their wishes come true. And that's why today, even today, this thing is still very relevant in Japanese society, that is very developed society, yet still this Daruma image and doll is still very, very relevant. Thank you, Sila, for that question. And then we have Dodu Abi. Thank you, Papa. So what kind of deity is the stool? Or perhaps it's just a link between the ancestors and the community? That's for communication. A stool, a family stool, is the converging point of all the ancestors who has the same DNA, either on your paternal side or maternal side. So in your maternal home, they will have a stool. And then in your paternal home too, they will have a stool. The converging point of all the ancestors is a representation in the form of a stool. So when people go to the stool house to pray, they are actually calling upon their ancestors, the spirit of their ancestors. And that stool is the symbol of a connectivity between the spirit of the ancestors and the physical human beings who are still alive and trying to remember their connection with their ancestors. So that is what the stool is. Yeah, in a very short form, you call it the communication tool between the living and the dead, or you can even call it the mobile device between the spirit world and the physical world. That's what the ancestral stool stands for. And it is also on this ancestral stool that they make chiefs. So the chief that sits on the stool will bear the name of the ancestor who gone into the spirit world to become an ally of that particular bloodline. So, like in our place, they call it Togbe Geje. So Togbe Geje is the name of the stool, and the chief on the stool also is called Togbe Geje. Thank you. Then Dodo Abi, when by deity I mean say Jokpata, Akai, and is the stool known for any deity as such? No. The stool is a totally different thing. That's why they have the names of the stool. The deity Akai is also a deity and a spirit on it. It's not a stool. It's also spirit on its own. And Jokpata is also a spirit on its own. They have nothing to do with the stool. The stool is an ancestral DNA connectivity entity. Akai is an entity on its own. Jokpata is an entity on its own. It has nothing to do with any stool whatsoever. When you say an ancestral stool, you are talking about the spirit of people who had passed on. Akai and Jokpata are not the spirit of people who had passed on to the spirit world. No, they are bodiless entities that exist in the universe or exist in the world before we human beings even came here. Okay, then we have Samuel 2:92. It says, can working with ghosts be as powerful as working with voodoo? We have read that already. And then again, Samuel 2:92, he already said, Savage Black was at Samuel, he already said that voodoo is not deity, but it is the name of a spirit in Ewe. Yes, voodoo is not a ghost. Voodoo is not a deity. Voodoo is not a ghost. And a ghost is also not a deity. Voodoo is a deity. It can be a deity in another words. But voodoo is not a ghost. The word voodoo simply means spirit in our Ewe language. I've been saying this thing for how many years now? Somewhere you have been part of this program. I've been saying this for how many years? That voodoo is the name our people call spirit. Ghost is not a voodoo, because ghost is the bodiless being of a person who had died. But spirits are not, they are also bodiless beings, but they are not ghosts because they had never lived a physical life whereby they died and before they are spirit. They are born, or they are created, or they were the creators of the universe. So they are entities that you don't see, just like how the Bible God, you don't see it anywhere, but you know it exists. So it is Akai, Jokpata, and all deities. Human beings may try to put a physical figure around them just to make you relate to them, but in reality they are bodiless entities. And that being bodiless doesn't mean that they are not existing, and that doesn't mean that they cannot work. They still work. Ghosts are not voodoo. Ghost is not called voodoo in our language. Ghost is called in Ewe Ngoli. And in Ewe, where I come from, our dialect is called Dufie. So ghost is never called voodoo, and ghost is never a voodoo. Ghost is called Ngoli or Dufie. They are not called voodoo anywhere. Okay, you should be clear with this. Ghost is not a voodoo. And in Ewe, nobody call ghost voodoo. They will call them spirit of dead person. Or in a simple language, ngoli or dofie. And maybe there are some other Ewe dialect may call it another name, but the names that I know is what I'm saying. Then we have Pickle Pepper say thank you, Daddy. Thank you too. And then we have Kwame on TikTok again saying, Kwame saying, greetings, Togbe. Thank you for your time. I recently got a reading and I was told my spirit part 2. God bless you. My spirit don't want me playing the lottery, but I feel please disregard those messages above. Okay. I think they don't care now because they have already established their religions and control things. Yes, of course. Regarding the artifacts and the spiritual artifacts that we saw in Germany. Yes, of course, they established their religion. The reason they came, they have succeeded. Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Kwame. And then Kwame went to say, please, Togbe, what is Ifa move? A perspective on homosexuality. I think Ifa, they are the same thing. It's only the people with the different languages and dialects give it a different pronunciation. The word that is written in book is Afa in the Ewe speaking areas, and then Ifa in the Yoruba speaking areas. And even in some parts of Nigeria who are not purely Yoruba speaking people, they call it Afa, they don't call it Ifa. Even though the word Ifa is coming from Nigeria. Some parts of Nigeria, like the Igbos and the Shekiris and the Bini people, they call it Afa. But then the Yorubas call it Ifa. And you say you want to know their perspective on homosexuality. They don't have any problem with homosexuality at all. In the sense that it's your individual life. If you want to be a homosexual and if that's what you are born to do, that's fine, that's your life. But then it is not for you to go into the public and be demonstrating and trying to convert other people to follow your sexuality. Just like how Afa Voodoo is. Nobody is converting anybody into Voodoo. If I speak here and you ask me questions, and you are convinced and you think you want to practice it and get some changes in your life or overcome some challenges in your life, fine. There are teachers there to teach you. But we are not forcing you that you must convert to your traditional way, otherwise you are not going to go to heaven. And that the only way to go to heaven is through the tradition. No. If you want peace of life, a piece of life, and you want to have want to be comfortable in this life, you have to live in harmony with nature. That's all that it is. Whichever way you live in harmony with in nature is up to you. So homosexuality, Afa or Voodoo has not spoken about homosexuality, and so I cannot say what is their perspective because those are individual things. Take for instance someone who likes drinking alcohol. What will Voodoo say about it? Nothing. If you drink alcohol and you die, it's your own making. If you drink alcohol and you are strong, it's your own making. So it is with your sexuality. If you want to sleep with man, it is up to you. If you want to sleep with woman, it's up to you. But nature has this, how nature has made itself is very clear. The way nature has made itself, it is very clear that male and female always go together to produce and continue the what do you call it? Creation. No one has seen God creating any human being. And if they say God has created a human being and put in the Garden of Eden, was the person that God created, is he a grown-up human being or was a child? That question, I believe no one is asking such a question. The Adam, was he a grown-up person that God has thrown in the Garden of Eden, or was he the baby that God has created and he grew out to become a human being or become a grown-up person? That question doesn't normally occur in the minds of a lot of people. But when a goat and a male goat and a female goat cross each other and they have a child, you see that the baby is small, but then with time it grows up to become a big goat. So whether homosexuality is good or bad, it depends on the people who are practicing and they want to practice it. But nature has designed it that it is a male and a female that always cross to continue the creation. Even in plants, bees and other insects take pollen grains from one and cross it to another to be able to pollinate and make things to happen. So when you look at it from that angle, you will know where you want to be. But if you are a person who chooses to be on the other side when you think it's okay for you, Afa hasn't spoken about it. I haven't come across it. And Voodoo also hasn't spoken much about it, because maybe that's the way those people are living comfortably in nature. That is their way they live in harmony with nature. You cannot tell. So we don't have any perspective on that. And Kwame went on regarding the stool. What is the possible consequences of neglecting the family stool? The possible consequences of neglecting a family stool is that things will not be going on well with you, because that's your bloodline, that is your DNA is there, so things will not be going on well with you, and you can blame anybody else. You can do any prayer you want. You can jump from one shrine to another shrine, from one temple to another temple, and from one church to another church. If your DNA line is corrupt, you are in trouble. Then we have Soloku S. It's a good day, my papa. Soloku S. Good day. How are you? Thank you very much for joining the section. I think we are almost getting to the end. And then we have a Savage Black say, thank you, Togbi. I've got your point. Thank you too. And then Goddess Isa say, loud and clear explanation. Thank you very much, Goddess Isa. I am very grateful. Then we have Soloku S sending us a rose flower. Thank you very much, Soloku. I'm very, very, very grateful to all of you for being part of this program. Please, let's help awaken the ones that are still sleeping. We are not forcing people, don't force anybody, but just let them know the truth that they and their ancestors were not evil people. Then Savage Black, is it Savage Black? It's finished. We have Mercedes Mercedes Benz. He said, are you in Ghana? Yes, we are in Ghana, in Accra. For that matter, our address and everything is inside our profile. And then we have the top. And Dodo Abi said, thank you so much, Papa. So please, how are the stools made? And what are the various type of stools that there is? There are so many stools. There is what we call in Ewe a hozi. And what is a ho? A ho means money. And a hozi is like a stool that brings wealth to a family. And then we have a vadezi, which is a stool that It's a warrior's tool that people, when they want to go to war, they pray to it, or it was gotten by war that they defeated some of their enemies, and then they got the stool from them. Because the stool represents the community's spiritual force and energy. And people will go to any extent to defend their stool, even with their blood. Because that is the continuity, the representation of the ancestors in the community. And it is the key that connects you to your ancestors. So people can defend it with their blood. So there is the Hosi, there is the Avadesi, the warrior's tool, the one that can bring wealth. And I think those are and then there's the Ablo, which is supposed to be bringing wealth to a family. And maybe there are some other stools, the Togbizi, Mamazi, or whatever. They are all the same. They are the chief stool is the same stool that the ancestors have in a particular bloodline, and one of the children or people from that blood will ascend onto that stool and become a chief or the leader of the community. So Togbezik, which simply means ancestral stool. It could be a Hosi, means a stool that brings or brought wealth into the family and still can bring wealth, or is continuing bringing wealth into the family. And then there is the Avadesi, or the warrior stool, that can also protect and defend the family even though there is no war. And it also opens doors for people. So Dodo Abi, those are the two kinds of stool. But there are so many other people can even say Mami Watazi, whatever name they want to call it. But in my family, we have the Avadesi, which is the stool for warrior. And our grandfather is said to found that stool when he went on a hunting trip. And that's how he found it, according to the story. But then later, they also told us how a stool is made. But then in these days, not many people are making stools in the olden days. I have my own stool now, and it was made for me, and it is more of a Hosi that was made for me, and it's in my shrine. And maybe one day when I am dead, maybe some of my children will even be dead. Maybe my great-grandchildren will decide that we want to form a leader of the family. So let us make a chief on that, our great-grandfather's stool. Then to them, they are on my bloodline, and they are the ones who have the right to the stool. But for now, it is mine. And we pray to it, my children pray to it, we all pray to it. When we find it in our reading that we should go and pray to it, we pray to it. We also pray to it on behalf of other people when it appears that they should pray to that particular stool on behalf of other people. Yes, I pray to it. But then I have my ancestor, my great-grandfather had his stool, which is there. But now I have my own stool, and my children will come on this line in the future. Yeah, because they are from my DNA. And wherever I may be in the spirit world, when they request my favor or help, I will listen to them. So that's what it is, Dodo Abi. So there are so many. Those are the types I know, but there may be more types. I'm not the authority on all AV stools and know whatever it is. Unless you meet the stool before you understand what the stool is, and you can communicate, and the stool will tell you what exactly it does. Thank you, Dodo Abi, for that. And then Dodo Abi said, were priests in the olden days? There were also priests in the olden days. Of course, there were priests. If there were no priests in the olden days, almost all the people who were community leaders were priests to the community. And then we have our sister Charlotte Panel say thank you, and thank you to Charlotte there. Thank you very much. And then we have Alec Kwe. Hello, Papa. I wish you blessings and strength, sir. Please, has ceremonial magic help you grow as a voodoo practitioner? Definitely, because ceremonial magic that I learned was connected to Kabbalah, the Jewish Kabbalah, and so I learned most of ceremonial magic from there. And when I became a voodoo practitioner, I now put all these things together, and I'm able to find my way through. Because I've got a base in spirituality already before coming into voodoo. Even though my grandfather was a voodoo priest, my father was a Christian, so we were not really exposed to voodoo. We know that he was practicing with his dwarfs and other things, but my father he didn't tell us we shouldn't get closer. We were going there when we were kids, but we were still going to church, and we couldn't really ask questions at that time. And for one thing too, we were young, and those days it was not easy for the elders to teach young people about this voodoo or spirit, because one thing is, voodoo is like a knife. In the wrong hand, it is evil, but it is in the good hand, it is the angel. So when you are young, they don't want to teach you because you may not be able to control your anger, and you may use it against people, and then you become an evil person. So that's what it is. So Alec, thank you for this one. And then we have Alec Kwei said, do all ancestors live with full consciousness? How does one live forever as an ancestor? I don't know how one will be able to live forever as an ancestor, but then the practices that I practice, and when I call upon my ancestors, they respond to me, and that alone gives me the conviction that they are real, that I can connect with them and get results. So for us, it is not a belief system. It is not based on faith or any belief. It is the practicality. When you put one and one together and it is two, you can never say you believe it. So our traditional spiritual practices is not based on faith or on a belief system. It is based on practicality. So if when I pray to my ancestors, and whatever I want them to intercede on has happened to me, then I know it is real. So it is not a dream. It is not just an imagination. I'm seeing things in practicality, so I can know it is real. I follow practicality, and I talk about things that I have experienced. So how the ancestors live forever, I don't know, but the stool is real. And then we have Alec Kwese, thank you, sir, and thank you to Alex. And then we have Dodu Abi, thank you, Papa. Is magic purely tricks, or perhaps it involves voodoo? When you talk about the magic without the K as the ending, it's purely illusion, tricks, and fantasy. The magic one they cover because the pocket they have because each other. Fix you. So magic is purely if you are when I say magic is MAGICK, a C without the K. When the K comes, then it becomes spiritual. But without the K, it is purely tricks, illusion, and fantasy. And there is no voodoo involved. But what I have noticed in our part of the world is that there is a HP has come on the day. What I have noticed, what I have noticed in this part of the world, what I've noticed in this part of the world is that a lot of people who practice voodoo are using magical tricks, illusions, and other things to fool people in order to make people to believe in them that they have power. And this is what I had always been against in my teachings and in my practice. So I had always told people that voodoo is real, but voodoo is not magic as it is in people's understanding. So like, okay, this is, oh, the thing has always corrugated. Is it the car? Eh? Where? Glow. That's corrugated. It's okay. See, this is a peacock feather that has been painted red. And this, my son used this one yesterday on his stage as a musician. He wanted to show some magic tricks on stage. So when you look, everybody, I want you to look this in. And this is pure magic. It has nothing to do with any voodoo or any spirit for whatsoever. It is just illusion. So if I show you this, this is, I'm going to close my section also, so I'll just use this one as a close. If I show you this, what do you call it, peacock feather, I was saying it is even, the heat has changed the design, but if I force it now, it will break. And it will not be good. So if I, on that question that Dodo had asked, let me see the question. Thank you. Is magic purely tricks, or perhaps it involves voodoo? It does not involve any voodoo. So what I am going to do has nothing to do with voodoo. I know magic. I practice magic. I had been one of the best magicians in some parts of the world for some years now. But now I teach you about voodoo, and I have seen a lot of people using voodoo, using magic tricks like illusion to convince innocent minds and ignorant minds that they have power. So if I showed you this, it is just a pure feather. But if I want to change it into something, watch me very carefully. You see, now I have my magic wand in my hand. This is my magic wand now. So someone would do this one and somebody would say, hey, the man has power. Yes, that's knowledge is power. Wisdom is power. So in that sense, you can say so, but it has nothing to do with voodoo or any spirit whatsoever. It is purely trick, illusion, and fantasy. So, okay, so thank you for that. Let's finish with the this thing before coming here. No, we're on YouTube. Go back. So, and Dodo Abise, and is real? No, magic is tricks like what I've just demonstrated now. It is illusion. It is fantasy. It is to make you to laugh, to make you to forget your sorrows, to forget your whatever you are going through. That's it. It is to carry your mind from reality into the world of fantasy and illusion. That's all that magic, stage magic is. But voodoo is real. And there are real voodoos, but then people have also created voodoos by creating tricks and using them as a way to cheat, deceive, and to manipulate others. Okay, I know if you. Okay, that's it. May I fix it? So that's how magic is, and I have done magic for over 40 plus years, and I know what magic is. So when I see people, especially people who are going to voodoo festivals in Benin, and I see that people are just using magical toys and illusions to deceive people, to tell them that's a voodoo working. No voodoo can walk, no voodoo can talk. There is no spirit that can talk in human voice, but spirit can talk to your mind. And when spirit is talking to my mind, you, the person who is sitting near me, you cannot hear it. It's only me who will hear it and be able to translate it for you. So thank you very much, Dodo Abi. And Dodo Abi said, wow, he was clapping. And Dodo Abi said, thank you, Papa. you said that the magic you did had origins from Kabbalah. How is that, please? No. I'm not. I never said that the magic.
Spelled with K.
Eh?
Magic, I mean, it was spelled with K.
Where is it?
This one.
And the magic with K is different from what I've just done. Magic with K was I learned from Kabbalah, because in Kabbalah it is the Jewish. There are people, the way they deal with the spirit world. That's what Kabbalah is, and it's very similar to the way the Eves also deal with the spirit world, whereby certain things will be put together and there will be changes in nature. So I learned that Kabbalistic spirituality also. That's what I was trying to say. And because I learned that one, so when I came into learning Voodoo, it is okay to understand that nature, you can put things together in nature and get results. Yeah. Because it's also not only in the Jewish Kabbalah, but then it is also in the Arabic Kabbalah as well, where you put certain things together, like what the alchemy also do. They put certain things together, put some chemical and turn some metals into gold or into whatever. So that is magic too. So I learned Kabbalah and it has helped my path on Voodoo. But now I have understood what Voodoo is, so I am teaching it in its pure form, and I'm trying to let people understand that people who use tricks and illusions to deceive people and say this is power, it's not real. So when you are going to a Voodoo priest, please open your mind and your eyes very well so that they don't use tricks. But there are certain places you go, they put some paper together, put some black powder, and before you know, the thing catches fire and start burning. And then people start shouting. It's all tricks, it's not anything. Okay, let's go to the last end here. And then thank you, Papa. You said that the magic you did had origins from Kabbalah. The magic has to come with K. How is that? Because that when you add K to the C, you are talking about spirituality, and it is very similar to our traditional spirituality, African traditional spirituality. And Dodo Abi say, are they tricks from Kabbalah? No, they are not tricks from Kabbalah. Kabbalah has no tricks. Kabbalah has no tricks. It's a real thing. It is only your dedication and time you give to it, you see results. And then Alekwe say they work with Sephiroth on the tree of life and archangels. Yes, you are right. Alekwe, you are right. We have the tree of life where we have the Gedula, Gebura, Tiparef, Binahel, Elohim Gibor, Elohim, all the sin on the tree of life. Yes, we have that in Kabbalah. And it work with angels. You call them angels, we call them ancestors. Okay? When you call them angels, we call them deities. The people they call saints are the people we call ancestors. And then the things you call angels, we call them deities and spirits. Okay, yeah. And then Dodo Abi say, wow, thanks, Papa. Then there is absolutely nothing wrong with Voodoo. From my perspective and my point and my practice, I don't see anything wrong with Voodoo, because Voodoo is how to live in well in nature, knowing how to live in nature and live comfortably, knowing that when you take advantage of someone, someone will also take advantage of you. As simple as ABC. Then do Abi say, but because the Jews had this knowledge and still work with Yahweh, it's no wrong if the black man has his means too. No, there is nothing wrong with it at all. The Jews are still are not Christians. Jews are not Christians, and we all know that. And they don't believe in anything Christianity, because Christianity is a European religion. And then Kwame said, I just found out about my family stool last year at one of my readings. I went to the family home in let's pick Cape Coast, and I learned the people have forgotten the stool, and I asked to offer libation to it. The elders didn't allow because they had a funeral coming up. Basic, is there something I can do too? Personally, I connect to the stool since everyone had forgotten about it. Yes, Kwame, you just keep pouring libation to the stool. And you know how you pour libation to stool is to call the name of your ancestors. That is how we pour libation. You are calling the name of your ancestors. And if the stool has a name, or they have given you the name of the stool, mention the name of the stool and then continue calling the other names of your ancestors on that particular line, and you will see changes happening, Kwame. We all came through. My brother, my father's firstborn, was a chief on our stool, but we only knew that he was a chief. I was growing up, I didn't really think about stool, but it was after I came back from Japan, before the stool started putting pressure on me, and then I got involved, built a house for it, and set it up properly for the family to continue using, because my grandfathers and my great grandfathers all died, and people didn't know exactly what to do, but they want to be chief. They want to be chief. They are fighting over a chieftaincy position, but they didn't really care about this too. But I did it for them, and then it was a point, and another person came and said that all that I thought was not right, so they should take it away from me. And I am okay. I have my knowledge, and I'm still teaching my children how they would work it out in my absence. And then Savage Black, please, how can you find your family's tool and make sacrifices to it? You have to go to your family. You have to ask your family members. They are the ones who can tell you where your family's tool is, and what is your family's tool, what the name of your family's tool is. If you know the chief of your family, you can ask them, and then you can pray to them. Pour libation to your ancestors on your paternal and maternal line. And then we have Soloku S is saying that, Papa, how do we know these different kind of elements we come from? Air, water, earth, and fire. I don't know how you will know just without doing consultation. How will you know whether you are air, water, earth, or fire? You need to do consultation when you want to find out which element you are. Thank you very much, Soloku. And then Kwame said, okay, we have gone through that. And, see? The Soloku said, wow. I said, trying to say, wow, thank you, and thank you very much. Then Luna Nicole said, please, blessings, Papa. I'm joining you a bit late today. Hope you are well. Yes, I am. And Luna Nicole sent us a flower. Thank you very much. And Kwame is saying, I don't know where that connect, but you can pour libation to your ancestors. And they will hear you wherever you are. Just make sure you try to find their names on your paternal and maternal line. Your stool will hear you. Thank you. Then Soloku also sent us a rose flower. I think that's the last one. Okay. And here, and then Dodo Abi saying thank you, Papa, and thank you too. And then Alec Kwe say angels are ancestors, very enlightening. Thank you. Yes, of course, angels are the deities and they are the voodoos. What do you? The saints that people worship are ancestors, in the sense that saints that we worship today or call upon them to intercede on our behalf were human beings who had lived on this planet with us as humans before. For instance, now Pope John Paul I is now declared a saint. Mother Teresa of the Sisters of whatever is now declared a saint. He has been canonized as a saint. And Mother Teresa used to live in India, in Calcutta. I think she's from Serbia or from somewhere in Eastern Europe. And now she's a saint. In the next 100 years' time, the children that will be born will not remember and know that Mother Teresa was a human being before. They will just call her Saint Mother Teresa. And it will just blend in like that. But Mother Teresa was a human being who was doing God's and human beings' work on earth. And when he died, and because of her good work, according to the Catholic Church, they have canonized her and made her into a saint. So there are so many other saints that Saint Francis of Assisi. Why did they say Saint Francis of Assisi? Because he was from Assisi, or he had worked as a Roman Catholic father in Assisi in Italy. So saints are our angels. Saints are our ancestors, people who had lived and had made names. And when they died, we call them in our Ewe language Togbio, and Akans call it Nananum. And I believe that other cultures and other languages also have names for them. But the white man calls them ancestors. And then angels, Mau Dolao, they are the servants of God. That's how we call them in Ewe, Mau Dolao, angels. And these deities and voodoos that we work with are the angels. Thank you, everybody. And I hope you keep this one with you and keep pondering about it until we meet again next week. Check Facebook. And we can close because somebody's question may be not be answered. There's nothing there. Okay, so I think we have answered everybody's question, and unfortunately, if we are not able to answer your question, I'm sorry, it's because we did not see it. But then please try to repost that question very early next week so that I'll be able to answer them for you. Thank you very, very much, and I am very grateful. I pour libation to the spirits and the gods and the ancestors that had guided me through today's topics and be able to answer your questions, and to all of you so that your week will be successful. Oh, Togwe Mama, Medakpe, Gongo Abochi, Medakpe, Tobe Hobato, Medakpe. Akai Medakpelo, Tobe Jopata, Medakpe, Afana Gonu, Medakpe, Legba Jigbosu, Medakpelo, Tobe Damalie, Medakpe, Adado Kunonyaga, Medakpe, Hebiaso Vodu Agboloso, Medakpe, Gongolo, Mina Kosra Menefanami. Agbere no agbetepe na mesia me na mesese kula agbedidi ngogbe yi never akan me yo da yo so view ada me yo mi akekekelo dagbe asine di don never keke me ne fami no lo agbere no agbetepe ayin gba majo flo fafalo. Thank you all for today, and may God bless you, and may you all have a very successful week. See you again next week. Bye bye for today. Bye. Change your minute.